If I'm going to be honest, this feels like a new season for me. For years now, many of you have known me as the homesteading mom, the canning lady, the one who gets a little too excited about root cellars and Cinderella pumpkins and whether your pressure canner is venting properly. And all of that is totally true. Homesteading has shaped our rhythms, our meals, our seasons, even the way our children see the world. It's kind of woven into the fabric of our everyday life. But underneath all of that, there has always been something a little bit deeper, and that's our faith. If you've watched Josh and me for very long, you've probably already sensed it. Faith isn't something that we just tack on. It isn't decorative. It's foundational. When we first started Homesteading Family, we actually spent a lot of time in prayer about how we should be sharing that foundation. We felt called to serve broadly, to teach skills, to encourage stewardship, to help families step towards resilience and health in practical ways. And so we focused there. We taught you how to can safely, how to bake bread, how to steward your pantry, how to think critically and take responsibility for your home. And about a year ago, something shifted quietly inside me. During prayer one morning, while working on an article for my Homestead Kitchen Magazine, I felt a clear nudge. If I was going to write, I needed to write the whole story. Because you see, up until that point, I had been outlining articles and handing them off to a staff writer. I would share my stories and give direction, but it wasn't actually my words flowing onto the page. When I sensed the Lord asking me to begin writing them myself and to weave my faith openly into those reflections, I hesitated.
You need to make sure that we get sunflowers all the way down, and we're going to plant right in the very top. The sunflower seeds are pretty big, so when we get our seeds, we're going to take them and we're going to put just a couple of them in there, like 2 or 3. And we're going to put them in, and then we're going to cover them up just a little bit, okay? And we want to do them every little bit, just like that. Yeah, you kind of poke them right on in. Okay, so they need to be down kind of deep. We want them to be under there so that they don't dry out on the top. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You see, writing has never felt like my natural strength. I am definitely the girl who would have chosen chemistry over composition any day. And yet, I do know that obedience rarely waits for comfort. So I sat down, I prayed, and I wrote. Not with a grand plan, not with polished outlines, but simply with a quiet prayer. Lord, if this is what you're asking, you'll have to meet me here. And he has. Those articles, they're called Notes from the Heart of the Homestead, have been living quietly in the pages of our Homestead Kitchen Magazine for the past year. Tucked between canning recipes and sourdough tutorials, there's been a space where I've shared what God has been teaching me through this life. What humbles me is that what started as a small idea around our kitchen table now arrives in nearly 15,000 mailboxes every single month. Real pages, real ink, real women sitting down with a cup of coffee and reading about pantry rhythms and prayer in the same sitting. That still amazes me. And over this past year of writing, I've come to see something clearly. I don't separate my faith from my homesteading. I never really have. Homesteading didn't begin for us as a trend. We didn't even call it that. We were simply trying to steward well what had been entrusted to us. Our land, our health, our children, our home. We were trying to be intentional. And underneath that stewardship was our faith.
All right, you guys, good job. Y'all done?
Yes.
All right.
It's like we live to strive. High five, high five.
Faith comes first for us, not because we're trying to sound spiritual, but because when I'm not rooted there, everything else feels thinner. I don't show up in the same way in my marriage. I don't parent with the same steadiness. I don't work with the same peace. Time in prayer, time in scripture, turning my heart to the Lord. Those things shape everything that follows. And what I've discovered over the years is that God reveals himself in ordinary work. When I watch a seed push through the soil after days of tending, I see patience. When a crop fails despite my best effort, I learn surrender. When abundance follows a lean year, I recognize provision. When I'm tempted to strive and prove myself, I'm reminded that true fruit doesn't come from force, it comes from abiding. Jesus used seeds and soil and vineyards to teach spiritual truths because the land makes invisible things visible. And I believe that he's still doing that. So moving forward, once a month, I'm going to begin sharing these articles in video form. They'll be reflections from past magazine issues, lessons that I've learned as I've walked the fields, tended the garden, filled the pantry, and wrestled with my own heart along the way. You'll see the homestead, the frost on the pasture, the orchard in bloom, the steam rising from canning jars, and the quiet of winter fields. And you'll hear the words as they were written. Not because I have everything figured out, but because I'm still learning. If there's one thing I hope comes through, it's this: hope. Hope in a world that feels chaotic. Hope that your small daily acts of stewardship actually matter. Hope that God is not distant, but present, walking alongside you. Hope that you have more influence in your home and your community than you even realize. Stepping into this more openly requires a bit of courage for me. It means turning towards fears I once would have avoided. But growth rarely happens when you're hiding. Sometimes obedience simply looks like taking one step forward, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And as these videos begin to roll out each month, I would truly love to hear from you. What is God teaching you in your own fields, literal or figurative? What lessons are unfolding in your kitchen, your garden, your quiet prayer time? Where are you seeing him move in your life? And if something I share makes you pause, or think differently, or even see something from a different angle, I welcome that too. We don't all walk identical paths, but when women share honestly about what they're learning, we grow stronger together. For us, this has never been about broadcasting from a stage. It's about building something rooted and real, one conversation at a time. So I want to thank you for being here with me. I want to thank you for walking this road towards resilience and intentional living alongside our family. And thank you for letting me share a little bit more of the foundation beneath the fields. I feel so honored to be able to call you friend. And I look forward to continuing to walk together into our new future.